Zimmerman Brackett is an award-winning journalist and author. You've seen her byline in the Augusta Chronicle for 30 years now. She's currently the arts columnist, and she writes for Arts and Entertainment, those kind of feature stories. She's also written several novels, some of which are set in her hometown, Augusta, Georgia. Most recently, Charmain was honored with the 2018 Media Person of the Year Award from the Greater Augusta Arts Council. That was a really big deal, Charmain. Congratulations to you, and thank you for giving us your time today and being here with us.
Thank you.
You know, I think it's always exciting for someone like Charmain. I mean, you've seen her name for so long. It's nice to meet her. Put a face with the name, and those of you who enjoy her books already know about her. And Charmain, we're going to get to the books in a minute, but first of all, did you enjoy writing and reading when you were a kid?
Yes, I lived on a street where all of our neighbors were retirees, and so there were no children in the neighborhood. And so I spent my childhood reading Nancy Drew and Laura Ingalls Wilder and Beverly Cleary, all kinds of books like that.
Yeah, so that was just you had all those great friends and books, and you appreciated the reading. I think that is neat too, because as a kid you're just so creative. And okay, no friends here? Fine, I'll have friends between the pages. Really nice, neat thing to do. Now, speaking of your novels, let's pick up a couple of these right here. A couple of kids' books that she's written. Any of these based on real people?
Both of them are.
These are both based on real people.
My great-grandmother on my father's side, she was born into a circus family. Her father owned a circus, and when she was 4 years old, she was the featured performer in her father's circus.
When she was 4?
4 years old.
She's the one in Circus World.
Yes, yeah. This story is based on her. When she was a teenager, they called her the Boneless Wonder. That's what they put in the newspaper ads to draw people out to the circus. And
as
so,
the contortionist.
As the contortionist, the Boneless Wonder. And so I took information my grandmother had written in journals about her mother. She was born in the circus also. And I put together the children's story from the things that my grandmother had written about her mother. And then in the back of the book, there's a history of the circus as well as family photos.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. And your kids must just love this. And speaking of your kids, we've got some here on Nutcrackers and Pirates.
Yes, yes, that's about boys and dance, and there's sometimes a negative connotation with boys and dance. And my son, when he was 6, he had played baseball and he had played soccer, and he went to the Nutcracker with me to see his sister perform. And at one point, the Cavalier picks the Sugar Plum Fairy up and walks around on stage with her while she's still in midair, and he looked at me and he said, "He's really strong. I want to do that." And so, since I'm such a good mother, he was in ballet 4 weeks later after Christmas, and he ended up being the Cavalier.
He got to do it.
He got to do it. And then he worked for Carnival Cruise Lines as a dancer for a while.
Oh, what fun.
So,
oh, I love it. Neat, neat, neat. Well, you are no doubt a big supporter of the arts. Her brother is Leonard Zimmerman, Pork Chop, they call him, and he's the happy artist. So arts have played a big role in your family.
Well, I have grease paint and makeup all in my veins, apparently, because we have the circus. My brother's a painter. My son is an artist. I always wanted to be a movie star when I was a kid, but I was very shy. And I'm so glad that my children were not afraid, and they taught me that if they could go out on stage at 4 years old and not be afraid, that what was wrong with me as an adult to be afraid and to be in front of people. And so they inspired me to do plays with the Augusta Players and Fort Gordon Dinner Theater and Storyland Theater and Aiken Community Playhouse. And I remember my brother, I guess I have to throw a brother story in there. He was probably about 8 or 10 years old, and he did these massive like puppet shows. He created the whole thing, made his puppets, made the script. He did all of it. So creativity has always been alive and well in my family. Well,
you have a chance to see Charmain in her acting ability as a ghost coming up. Coming up this weekend, October 6th and 7th. It's Historic Augusta's Ghost Tour. And how does that work?
It's the Walk with the Spirits. What it is this year is the 200th anniversary of the first burial in Magnolia Cemetery. And my 5 greats, grandmother and grandfather, are buried there. So I'm going to portray, her name is Lucy Vassa Buford Chew, and my grandfather was Benjamin, and I'm going to portray her. There will be 6 different spirits in the cemetery, and groups of people will go from spirit to learn about the person buried there, and also a little bit of the history. It will also coincide with Cedar Grove Cemetery. There will be 2 different places since it's right next to it.
It is that time of year, isn't it, when our thoughts turn to all things kind of spooky. That is October. Charmain, we could go on, and I wish we had time to talk about being working moms, because that's what you and I have been all these years. But I'm just excited for your success, and excited that you have branched out. This is the first in a series of novels set here in Augusta.
Set in Augusta.
And you can take part in a book signing coming up too.
November 17th, the 4th book in the series will be released. There's always history of Augusta in these, and they're fictional characters, but I have the permission from some people to use real people in my books, so you may see your neighbor in there.
So people can come and buy the book at the book tavern, get you to sign it, meet you, talk with you. Sounds like a very fun night. All right, Charmain, thank you so much.
Thank
Continued success to you. And don't go away. We'll be